This is an unusual and unplanned art candy, but absolutely necessary. Sometimes you just need to finish a project you started, and especially since we're supposed to be watching these plants grow all through the month, I needed to finish this flower pot painting project that I started on day 2. Well, I thought that just having it be finished wasn't motivating enough, especially because I could share with you, in case you have a project that's been hanging over your head, some actual science-backed reasons to finish an unfinished project. So it turns out that finishing an unfinished task creates a bigger dopamine reward than starting a new one. Now, I think I would have assumed that starting a new one is more motivating than finishing an old one, but neuroscience research on reward prediction error shows that your brain releases more dopamine when a task you previously abandoned is completed because the reward prediction was low, like, I'll probably never finish this. So the actual completion creates a large positive surprise signal. And then starting new tasks gives a much smaller dopamine bump compared to that. So I'm surprised to hear that. All right. Next little bit is the Zeigarnik Effect. Your brain keeps open loops active. So from classic research by Bluma Zeigarnik in the 1920s and later refinements of this research, your brain devotes working memory to incomplete tasks even if you're not consciously thinking about them. And then finishing the task turns off that cognitive loop and that frees up mental bandwidth. Now that really rings true for me. I'm going to be very happy every time I look over and see these flower pots finished and plants growing out of them. So this is not just psychological. EEG studies showed decreased mental load signatures when a task is closed. So completing an old project literally frees measurable cognitive capacity, attention, working memory, prefrontal activation, etc. Okay, number 3. Completing something old boosts your self-efficacy more than finishing something new. Interesting. Albert Bandura's self-efficacy research shows that completing something you previously abandoned provides a disproportionate boost to your belief that you can handle future obstacles. Finishing a project you thought you wouldn't complete creates a larger gain in confidence than finishing one you always expected to finish. So, yeah, like your brain treats finishing what you started as a proof of competence more strongly than completing something you planned smoothly from the beginning. Closing unfinished tasks reduces cortisol for days, not hours. Studies in stress neurobiology show that chronic unfinished tasks act as microstressors, but finishing them causes a drop in cortisol that lasts far longer, like 24 to 48 hours, than the short-lived dopamine bump of accomplishing something new. Boom! That is totally interesting to me. Let's see. You also get a completion momentum effect. Finishing one old task makes you far more likely to finish others. So, back to behavioral science. There are some experiments that show a quantifiable phenomenon. Completing an unfinished project increases your likelihood of completing another unfinished project in the next 48 hours. This effect is stronger than the typical productivity streak from completing new tasks. Why? Because it collapses the psychological identity of, I'm someone who leaves things unfinished. So yeah, finishing one old thing creates a cascade effect, and your brain shifts into closer mode. Number 6, your creativity increases after finishing something that was lingering. I was surprised about this one. I think that I associate creativity with starting new ideas, which, yeah, I love starting new ideas, but creativity research, like on cognitive closure and attentional release, shows unfinished projects siphon background cognitive resources. So it's just a brain drain, basically. Finishing them boosts creative fluency, divergent thinking, and idea generativity. Wow. Surprising implication. Your creativity improves after you reduce mental clutter by completing old tasks. 7. The emotional relief is often greater than predicted. So people consistently underestimate how good they'll feel once they complete a long, neglected task. The mood boost is larger and lasts longer than predicted. So the happiness benefit of finishing an old project is one of the most reliably underestimated emotional effects in psychology. Huh, really? Interesting. All right. Finishing unfinished tasks improves sleep quality. I'll tell you tomorrow how my sleep was tonight. Unfinished tasks increase sleep latency, nighttime rumination, and stress reactivity. So finishing them or even writing down detailed finishing steps significantly improves sleep metrics. So the onset of slow wave sleep improves after knocking out those lingering tasks. So if those aren't reason enough to get down with your old unfinished business, well, I don't know what to say, because that really got me motivated to think about what else I could finish up around here. I have a lot of unfinished tasks. This would be like a real opportunity to get a lot of big dopamine boosts, I suppose. Anyway, let me know. What's an unfinished task that you might be able to tackle in an evening or a couple days or, I don't know, an hour? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to cheer you on, and I'll think of another thing that I could finish up as well. But I'm really happy to show you how these flower pots turned out. I think they are good enough, and we like good enough because it is finished. Now we get to watch these plants grow and flower in the weeks to come. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.